Candlesticks, candlesticks. We don't know where they'll open, we don't know where they'll close, but one thing we do know is where the last candlestick closed. This is the Traders Questions podcast, where I answer questions people ask me when I tell them what I do. My name's Ade, and I'm a fund manager, and I trade Forex, metals, indices, oil, and crypto. And today's question is, do you think price of gold, silver, Euro USD, GBP CAD, whatever the instrument is, the question is usually, do you think price will get to X, whatever that amount is? As a trader who uses an algorithm, which is a set of rules, when I enter a trade, I enter with a stop loss order and a take profit as well, which means the moment I press that submit button and I commit myself to that trade, I no longer have control on what's happening in the markets. And I have limited control anyway, because whatever market you're trading, as an individual trader, you can't influence the market on your own. If I'm trading currency, for instance, the big banks control the market, and the people who make predictions don't make any money in the markets. They don't trade the markets. They just make predictions. That's what they do. They're analysts. They get paid to come up on shows, TV, radio, or online, and they'll analyze the markets and tell you where they think price will go. Now, as a trader, of course, there are areas I'd like price to get to so I can close my trade in profit. But that's different from me actually making a prediction. Now, let's think about predictions in general. As somebody who trades based on rules, and one of my rules is I risk no more than 1 to 2% per trade. So imagine you have that rule yourself. You trade based on risking 1 to 2%. Now, you asking me if I think or to make a prediction, effectively, you're looking to disrupt your system if you have one. Because often people who ask that question don't have a system anyway. They don't have rules. They just want to get into this $7 trillion market, trading Forex, and come out making money every time. So they ask people like me to give them predictions. Now, what impact do you expect that prediction to have? Let's break it down. First things first, if you're trading based on rules and somebody comes along and gives you a prediction, automatically that means you most likely abandon one of your rules. And the first rule people throw out the window is risk management. So instead of risking 1 or 2%, what do? You now start risking 5, maybe even 10%, assuming that my prediction is right. Now, we all know trading is either way. It can either go long or go short. Now, if I give you a prediction, what does that do to your risk size or your risk management, your lot size? So instead of risking 1 lot, you probably risk 2 or 3. Now, what happens if that trade goes against you? Now you're down by an amount that your system doesn't align with. So instead of being down 1 or 2% per trade now, you've just lost 5 or 10%. What does that make you do? You can either revert back to your original system, risking 1 or 2%, which means you're giving yourself a mountain to climb, or you now risk another 5 or 10%, hoping that trade goes in your favor. Now, what happens if that goes against you as well? Because even though my system or my entries are based on 70% return, or the potential to make 70% positive trades out of 10, for example. Now, because I have a system where I know 7 out of 10 trades will go in my favor, but I don't know in what order that will happen. So imagine you lose 3 trades in a row. You won't have the confidence to go into the 4th trade, will you? Because now you're not trading using your own system. You're not trading using a system that you've backtested. So if you're risking 5 or 10% per trade and you lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, you've lost 30% of your balance potentially, which now puts you in a position where you're risking more to try and gain back what you've lost. Revenge trading. So these are the dangers that come with predictions. And that's why I don't give them. So whenever somebody asks me, what do you think will happen with gold? What they're really saying is, do you think gold will go up to 1960, for example? And my response to them is, I don't know. And whenever I give this I don't know answer, they look confused. They say, but you trade for a living. I say yes. They say, but you make money from trading. I say yes. But that doesn't mean I'm here to make predictions. Predictions are dangerous. Have a strategy, have a risk management strategy that you've back tested, that you've forward tested, and you have a level of confidence that that system works. So instead of waiting for people like me to give you predictions, my advice to you is work on your system, work on your risk management, and you won't have to rely on predictions being made. So that's today's episode. I have a YouTube channel where I go into the basic concepts of trading. We go over risk management, stop loss placement, trailing stop losses, and things of that nature. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, look out for the next one. If you haven't already listened to the introductory podcast, listen to that. And I hope you enjoy this journey with me.